All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's live stream. So today's gonna be a good one. I hope you enjoyed the Sunday stream I had, and I just want to say thank you for all the great positive feedback that I got from that one. Really do enjoy doing these live stream for you guys because the feedback is just amazing, and I really do hope that you're getting some valuable, content here and some educational material. I hope by inviting you into my life as a trader and my daily trading routines and whatever I do in the markets will give you some idea of how I manage my trades and how I trade my system. And I'm pretty sure if you watch all my live streams, you're going to be able to copy exactly what I do. Because it's very simple. It's very, very simple. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, and we're going to be looking at the crypto market. So first Bitcoin, then altcoins, and then at the end we're going to look at forex. I went through a list of 250 altcoins before this live stream, and I'm going to show you which ones I think are the strongest right now. And of course, we're going to check Monero as well. This is the setup we looked at on Sunday, right? It's looking really, really good. All right, let's go. All right, so let's start off with Bitcoin right here. And of course, if you have any chart requests, I will save those for, before we start with Forex. I'm going to go through all the chart requests. If you have anything you want me to look at, just let me know in the comments and I'll take a look at it. Anyway, if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know and we'll cover it together. What's up? Is it Lulian? I don't know. Not sure. What's up, man? So Bitcoin is obviously failing to reclaim that 40K region. We had a couple of tests and a couple of tests, not tests of the 40K region right here. We had one today, right, where we had not today, yesterday, right. So the daily candle closed right below 40 right here. You can see that it's been tested quite a lot of times. I'd say 1, 2, 3. So three tests right here. I'm thinking the next retest of 40K or the next push into the 40K region, is definitely there's definitely a much higher probability of seeing that fourth retest giving us a breakout and then the first or second or whatever. So the more this level gets tested, the higher the probability is that we're going to get a break to the upside. Now we also have a major news week, right? So let's check that out. So we have tomorrow we have the FOMC, right? So tomorrow it's the what day is it today? It's the 15th. So tomorrow we have the FOMC at 1900 UTC. The press conference is at 1930 UTC. And this is a market moving event, right? All of these high impact news events are potentially market moving, but this is the USD and this will affect crypto, right? So it's going to affect Bitcoin, right? It moves most markets. And so that's happening tomorrow evening, my time. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking I don't want to be trading through that. I probably won't be trading at all that day, unless there's like a super obvious setup a couple of hours before the meeting, so that I can secure that position prior to the meeting. But the problem with that is, what if I enter and then it starts moving into the red and it's getting close to my stop loss? I have to sell at a loss, right? Or should I just wait? That's the problems with trying to trade prior to the news event, especially for a trader like me that's 100% TA driven and I don't really care about the fundamentals. The only reason why I look at the fundamentals is to know when to trade and not to trade, right? So that's something very important to remember. We have a major news event day tomorrow, and of course today we had a few events going on, but that's over right now, right? And so tomorrow, very important day if you're trading this market currently. So what I'm thinking here on Bitcoin is if we get, because I like this last move right here, this local move right here. So I like the fact that we're actually, we're bouncing inside the reload zone right here, and if we could get a push to the upside here, I'd say that the probability of a breakout on the next retest, if we bounce here, and if we don't lose the weekly open, I'd say the probability of seeing a break to the upside seems quite high, right? The problem is, I would like for that to happen in, today, in the next, I don't know, 8 hours. The problem, 8 hours, is that even today? If it's 8 hours, I don't know, man. So the daily candle is closing in 9 hours and 50 minutes. I guess 8 hours is, uh, man. What I'm saying is, if the breakout happens tomorrow, there's not going to be enough time to get a rounded retest before the meeting. And if we do have a rounded retest, the retest is most likely, I'm talking about a rounded retest on the 4 hour, right? The rounded retest on the 4 hour will most likely happen around the same time as the FOMC meeting, which, I'm not going to be trading that anyway. So if we lose the weekly open for Bitcoin, the weekly open for Bitcoin is currently at around 37.8, right? If we lose the weekly open, I do expect to see a move down towards the range lows, and the range lows is around somewhere between 35 and 36, right? So lose weekly open, and I'm seeing a move down to 36 and 35. Now, I would want, best case scenario for me would be a break and retest of 40K right in the next couple of hours, which we're probably not going to get, right? And the second best scenario for me would be for Bitcoin to range here until the meeting, because if the FOMC numbers and the press conference is somewhat, somewhat bullish for USD, Bitcoin is gonna move lower, right? Most likely, Bitcoin is going to move lower, right? Now, if Bitcoin is trading here prior to that dump, I'm thinking we have this as support. But what if we start moving lower today, and we trade here prior to the news event? And the news event gives us a bearish catalyst. That bearish catalyst might be the reason for a break lower, right? So we don't want to lose weekly open, right, guys? We don't want to lose weekly open, because what do we have below? Well, the most obvious support below is around 29 or 30K, and that's where we're headed if we lose weekly lows. Now, that's the last line of defense before we just retrace the whole bull market, right? So we need to hold range lows. And guys, like, I don't care about being bullish or bearish. Like, there's this thing in crypto where if you scream, being real and talk about the bearish scenario, and I'm just talking about probabilities here. What is most probable? I don't care if prices goes up or down. I'm going to trade it anyway, right? So when I start talking about bearish scenarios, people get very, like, they're obviously very personally involved with Bitcoin in a way, because they get very, they feel attacked when we start talking about bearish scenarios. So remember that as a trader, you shouldn't have any emotional attachment to the asset that you're trading. And if you're in a bull market or a bear market, should not really affect your emotional state of mind, right? You're gonna just, watch the market, watch price action, and approach the market from a completely unbiased perspective, and that's what I'm doing, right? So what's happening right now? We're in a major range for Bitcoin, and when we're in a major range for Bitcoin, um, for me, there's no real trend following strategy that I'm going to apply here. I'm just going to be trading the range if it aligns with my EMA. So in this case right here, it actually does align quite nicely with the daily and the 50, but this is probably the only and last time I'm going to be trading that move inside this range, because when the moving average just starts crossing like this and price continues to the sideways, it's not going to be possible for me to trade using my system, and I only have one system, right? So I'm definitely lacking in that aspect. I'm not trading ranges, and that's why I look at the forex market when Bitcoin is ranging or crypto is overall boring, because there's always going to be somewhere at least once or twice a week a potential trending move in the forex market, right? But that's a limitation that I have as a trader. But I wouldn't really call it a limitation. I would call it more of a, for me, it's um, I've focused in on one setup and one system, and I believe that it's a limitation, but it's also a strength, and it's way more a strength than it's a limitation, because the strength of that is the fact that I've mastered one system, right? I'm really really good at the system on trading, right? And because of the fact that it comes naturally for me, that type of trading, I've just managed to completely focus on that one. I'm getting really really good results with that one. So a lot of people say like, well, if you're not trading a range, how are you going to trade the markets when 70% of the markets are ranging? Well, you know what, there's I haven't had any problem with that. It seems to be always some forex pairs that are ranging at least a couple of times a week for a trade. Now, however, if you're a crypto only trader, you're not going to be able to trade like this and make a lot of money, right? Unless you're looking at the lower time frames. But you need to be very active with altcoins, and we're going to talk about that as well. Anyway, so that's Bitcoin, right? That's Bitcoin. Just going to be very careful here. A reclaim of 40k. We go potentially to 44 to 45k, which is range highs, right? But because of the fact that we have FOMC and Bitcoin is just not really giving us any clear setups, I would just not be trading until perhaps Thursday, Friday, right? Looking at altcoins, however, we have something interesting going on, right? So I've told you that I've went through 250 pairs, right? And I'm gonna go through the ones that I think are the strongest ones. By the way, guys, if you like my content, you're gonna love what we have in the community. You can join for free, 7 days for free. Go to burbnuts.com/free trial, and we also have a free newsletter that's gonna be sent out tonight. So you can go to the birdnuts.com slash, I guess, newsletter. I don't have the URL, but I guess it's newsletter. It's going to be somewhere up there. Sign up. It's completely free, and you're going to get a lot of stuff, including stuff from me and rest of the team, absolutely free inside the newsletter. I need some coffee. Oh, I really love coffee. I'm seeing a lot of short requests. I'm adding them to a list. I'm going to go through all the lists. Yeah, guys, like the video. Like the video. I like you. Please like me. So yeah, let's go through this. So first we're going to look at some of these ones. Are we seeing anything interesting here? Let's remove that one. Waves is looking good. Dash, let's remove Dash. So I'm just going to clean up the watch list right here. FTT, not really. So basically what I'm looking at is I do the general overall market scan twice a week. And this is what I've found, right? So these are the newly added ones, and we're gonna go through this, see if we have anything interesting. Yeah, if you're joining late, I've just went through Bitcoin, and basically what I've said is it's ranging potential long opportunity on a break and retest, or at least reclaim of 40k. And if we lose weekly open, I'm thinking we're gonna see a move down to range lows, which is around, I can't remember, 35. Yeah, 35.5. ACM gone. We see, let's see, let's go through this. Nothing here. Buy Ethereum. Well, then why would you buy Ethereum if altcoins are getting wrecked? Right? Because Ethereum is an altcoin, right? If you have that, if you have that approach, buy Bitcoin, right? You should buy Bitcoin if you have that approach. If you're anti altcoin, obviously look at Bitcoin. Ethereum is also an altcoin, and Ethereum will most likely behave like an altcoin. If you want to, invest in the crypto market and you're not really sure where you want to put your money, you buy Bitcoin, right? You buy Bitcoin. I would say that the safest bet is definitely Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to have like a long-term portfolio, I'd probably say like 50, maybe like 50%, around 40 to 50% Bitcoin, around 40%, like 30-40% Ethereum, and the rest in like strong altcoins. But that's in a bull market, right? Or after like a huge capitulation move to very, very low prices where you start accumulating, which is not right now, guys. Not right now. This We haven't seen a capitulation move. We're most likely not at the bottom. We haven't seen a break in market structure. So now is not the time to go in heavy, right? Now it's not the time to go in heavy. Right, so the plan here is to go through these and find the strongest ones. I thought key looked good, but it's not MFT. I don't know what this is. You can also see that I'm removing some coins that actually do have some solid market structure or solid moves. But it's also what I'm saying is like you might have some really good moves, right? Strong moves like this, but market structure and the way the chart is. Uh, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like, yeah, Ethereum is definitely the best altcoin apart from Bitcoin. You know. Anyway, so you look at I want my charts to look rather clean, right? Troy. This is also an example of what I do not want to see. It's weird. Everything's just weird. If you get that feeling, you're like looking at a chart and like, what the hell is this? That's not what I'm looking for. This is interesting. But I remove that one. So we are left with a couple ones which are looking fairly interesting. Now let's go through these to see if we can find an actual setup here. So what we're looking at on Luna is what we're looking at on Luna is, so we just had right, like you guys are talking about Luna, like everyone's talking about Luna. When everyone's talking about Luna, remember, like if you're heavy in Luna, if you want to buy Luna, remember that everyone thinks the same. Everyone looks at Luna. Everyone is buying Luna. It's like the flavor of the month altcoin. And what does that tell you? Well, it tells me that I'm late. I'm way too late, right? Now I might be wrong, but when everyone is buying, you know, usually at that point you're getting too late. That's my opinion. You might love Luna. I don't even know what the hell Luna is. I don't know what anything is in the crypto market. Basically, I know what Bitcoin is. Obviously, I know what Ethereum is. Okay, I know what Luna is, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't really care. Anyway, so what happened here on Luna is we came down and we retested this breakout area right here, confluent with the 618, and we also have the weekly open level right here, which doesn't really matter because that weekly open was after the retest. But now we have I was looking for break and retest and the monthly open confluent with the 50% level to hold as support. That's not happening right now, so for me it's no setup, but I'm looking for some type of confirmation right here, a move higher, and I might actually want to long Luna if stochastics RSI comes below 30. But at this point right now it's not looking perfect, right? Rune, what I'm watching for Rune is we've just seen a potential start of a reversal up here around 8, and I'm thinking a retest of 6.5 is what I'm looking for potential long. So a break and retest of 6.5 for Rune, and I'm probably going to go long. Now, AVAX, and this is going to be interesting, right? We had, so every Monday evening, we have a meeting, a call with the traders team in the Bubnest, and we have 4 technical analysts and 1 fundamental analyst. And in that meeting, one our fundamental analyst talked about Avalanche, which is supposed to be having a pretty decent month coming up with conferences and potentially a lot of news coming up. So this is not really the way I'm trading, right? It's not, has nothing to do with the actual system, but if when I did actually, trade long term and accumulate altcoins, which I did prior to the bull run. I'm not in the altcoins now, but I do look at Avalanche, and I'm thinking, when you're inside the high time frame reload zone, which is this area right here, this is usually a very, very good level to start accumulating on the higher time frames, right? And we're not really there yet, right? We're not really there yet. But if AVAX loses this level, so if we lose the $65 area, right? That's the thing. I don't think it looks very good. I mean, this looks terrible. I don't think it looks tasty at all. I think it looks absolutely terrible. But that's the thing, right? When something breaks down completely and you have a capitulation move inside the high time frame reload zone, which is the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786, if you have that at the same time as there's some fundamentally bullish events going on in the background for a product like that, you want to start accumulating, right? That's where you want to start accumulating. So I would not recommend, obviously, because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I'm doing is I'm keeping a close eye on AVAX for that reason. And this might be one of those coins where you want to accumulate with on spot, obviously, with a wide stop loss, and maybe not even a hard stop, just a mental stop or an alert that tells you we're broken down, it's time to exit. Because this might be a good reason or a good chart to look at and potentially accumulate prior to the next leg up that everyone's waiting for. And that's why I have AVAX on the um, first part of the list right here. Now we're gonna look at XMR, Monero, which I really do like. So we have a very good level right here, right? So I'm really liking AVAX here. By the way, guys, if you like the content I'm sharing, go follow me on Twitter. I'm at libs42 on Twitter. I'm sharing charts and videos on a daily basis on there as well. So check that out if you want more ideas and setups like this one. Anyway, we have a great level right here, and we have some type of break and market structure with a break and retest of the monthly open right here. And we're also above the daily 50 and 20 EMA right here. And if you look at the 4-hour, you can see, yeah, I don't like that wick. Is that wick on this chart as well? No, it's not. It's ending at 207. That wick makes no sense. So I have this on Kraken, whatever. Let's look at Bitfinex. Same. So I think it's the same on FTX. No, all right. So it's only Binance. We're gonna ignore that wick. I'm gonna be looking at the perp futures contract on FTX instead. So let's add that. Sometimes you just have to ignore wicks like that if it makes no sense according to anything, right? So what I've done here is I've selected that low and this high, and what you see here is you see price coming into the reload zone here, right? perfectly bouncing on the reload zone right here with a move higher and then a perfect break and retest of the 0.618. And this is just a perfect way of trading the reload zone. You want to wait for a bounce inside the reload zone and then long the break and retest of the 0.618. Recently, I've started looking at the 50 as well as a level of confirmation. And now looking at this, right? Let's add that level once again. Let's add that level. Where did we have that level? Is it this one? This one perhaps? Yeah, let's add that one. So if you go down to the 4 hour again, you're going to see that that level that I've just added is in perfect confluence with a 50% fib right here. And if you add a level connecting these highs right here, which is obviously a very significant area, because you can see how it stopped and used this as minor support prior to the bigger move to the downside, and then have a big move to the upside, rejection, strong reaction, rejection again, and a very strong reaction, and then once more, right? That's a very important level. Now, if you connect those highs with that high right there, you're gonna have a very like a perfect horizontal level that kind of goes back to the left here, and that would be the buy zone for long on Monero. Now, I'm not really sure if I would take this trade because of the news event we got going on tomorrow, right? But this one has really been showing insanely strong moves. Insanely strong moves. I'm going to give you guys a setup here, which I really, really like. So that would be TP1, and TP2 would be right here. And I would take 50% here, and I would then leave 25 as a moon bag of sorts, and that would be taken right below the 618 here. Let's see, right here. So that would be 25% profit. Let's see what the setup would actually look like. So you would want to wait for the this 4 hour candle to close, which will close in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, stop loss here is a bit tricky, but I would probably put it somewhere around at least below 170, right below the monthly open. So 8% stop loss, pretty big. Want to give it enough room, but we're looking for a 30% move to the upside, so it's definitely acceptable take profit area. Looking at the 4 hour, I want my TP1 at these candle closes right here. So the TP1 will be at 1.34R. Now let's try to find a better TP2, and I think that wick right there makes more sense. And we got 240. I never wanted to be on even numbers, so we're placing at 237, right? 237 is too far down. 238. Let's do 238, 37. Yeah. And then we're going to do 14. What about 14? No, that doesn't work. So we're going to do 18. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's going to be 4. All right, so this is the setup, right? And we're seeing price really want to get higher here, but we need confirmation. So the average R of this trade would be around 3, which is definitely acceptable. This would be a swing trade. And that's what I'm watching on XMR. So looking at right now, we have 3 potential setups. We're going to ignore AVAX at this point. Let's move it down to the second one. We're going to look at waves. Do we have a possible setup on waves? No, not at this point, but I'll add some alerts here. No, never mind. Let's move that down to the, that's on the second. EJLD. It's interesting. I'm keeping this on the watch list, but there's no setup right now. KNC, we have a pretty obvious setup right here, which is the retest of this level right here. All right. So by using the fib tool, we can try to anticipate where the move will end depending on where the 50% and 618 is. So if we think that the move is going to come up here, we measure this potential move up to that high, and if that's going to be the high, we see that the retest of this area would be complement with the area between the 618 and the 50, which is just perfect. So in this case, the buy zone would be between that one and this one, but it's going to take some time because we want to see this, right? So that's going to be the trade. We want to see a hit of those highs and rejection at the highs, and then a rounded retest of the buy zone. And with a confirmed bounce, this will be the setup: TP1, TP2, TP3. We want to make sure that TP1 is around 1R, which it is right here. We're going to keep the stop loss below the weekly open, well below the reload zone, so right below the weekly open, somewhere here. That would be the setup on KNC. So let's move that up. We now have 4 potential setups right here. Let's look at DOT. And right after these 3, I'm going to do some short requests. And after the short request, we're going to go through the setups to see if we have any setups, right? Right now we have 4, so I'm going to show you the details of those setups if you want to take them. Give you the, what type of entry confirmation you want to see and stuff like that. DOT is, I don't like this one. LSK, I like this one either. And Rune, we already have Rune. All right, so that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 setups. Right, so Luna, what we want to see on Luna is, I'm not sure. I don't think I can trade this honestly because I don't think it's going to confirm with my system. But I do like it. So if you're in Luna, I would say stay in. It's looking pretty good at this point. If we do have like a reclaim of the 92, 93 area again, with like if this 4-hour candle, for example, closes as a nice bullish pin bar, that would be a decent entry trigger, I'm sure, for a lot of people, right? Not for me, but for a lot of people, it would probably look quite bullish. Now, I need that stochastics to move lower, which is not going to do in the near term. So I'm not going to take a trade on Luna most likely. We'll look at Rune. The Rune trade is based on a retrace. It needs to retrace down to 6.5 before I can take a trade, or somewhere between 6.8 and 6.4. Monero is actually a setup that you can, in my opinion, enter buy orders inside the area between 186 and 179 as long as this 4-hour candle closes above 190, right? Not sure how I'm gonna play this, but that's what I'm thinking. This is the most interesting setup right now. So that's it. Rune, XMR, KNC, right? KNC, yeah, that's the, yeah, again, we get a rejection up here and then a retest of the 2.9 area. And yeah, Luna. Right, so that's it. That's it for all coins. Let's go through some short requests right here. So we have DOT. Let's look at DOT. I've already looked at AVAX, right? And give you my thoughts on AVAX. So let's look at DOT right here. So what we need to see on DOT is I think a better off look. Yeah, so on DOT we want to see a retest of a break and retest of monthly open. So the $19 area, right? A reclaim of the $19 area like this would definitely tell me, this is ready to move higher. At this point, it's not looking very strong, so we want to see a 10 to 15% move to the upside for me to say that this is looking rather strong. Now, one of the reasons why I'm not liking DOT right here is because if you add the reload zone here, you're going to see that it's completely broke through the reload zone. This was the reaction to the reload zone, right? And then it just continued to just go lower. So there's no strength in this shot right here. I want to wait for a break and retest of the $19 to $20 area where you have the monthly open. Right. So Luna, I'm not going to look at Luna because we already looked at Luna quite a lot. Let's look at FTM. So we got FTM right here. Yeah, it's dead, right? It's pretty much dead. Now, this one we looked at a FTM short a couple of live streams ago, and it never confirmed, sadly. But you see that the general idea worked out here, and there's definitely some selling pressure going on here. There's that path of least resistance is most definitely to the downside. I mean, this is not looking good. I'm thinking next support below is actually quite close to current price, but it's going to be this one right here. I mean, this shot right here is completely broken down. There's no strength here at all. However, this might actually be the reload zone. If it is, that's obviously very interesting, right? So let's see, that's the low and that's the high. And yeah, it's actually trading inside the reload zone right now. And if it can hold that, level, that's 786 level at around 0.9, I'm thinking that might be a good buy opportunity because it's still inside the reload zone. If you have a bounce in that area, yeah, it might be interesting, right? But it's looking very weak. So in that case, if you want to wait for like high time frame confirmation, you want to see a bounce in here and then a reclaim of the 0.786. Now we're talking about a big move, right? We're talking about a 30% move to the upside. But I mean, if you're thinking that FTM is going to be a long-term hold, you're probably thinking, you're probably looking at this from a long-term perspective, and you're probably thinking, a 100 to 200% move. And if you're interested in that 100 to 200% move, you wouldn't really care too much about waiting 30% for confirmation, right? So as a high time frame trade, I would think that, yeah, this is a good level, but you need to wait for that confirmation, which is, if you're going to hold this for weeks, you probably or even month, well, you don't really care about waiting for high time frame confirmation. All right. So what else? ANC and KDA. ANC. Let's see what this is. Right. So we're gonna add. I don't know where it has most price action, but let's just use Binance right here. And yeah, so high time frame reload zone stuff right here. It's inside the high time frame reload zone. If we get a bounce right here, I would wait for confirmation in terms of a break and retest of 0.618. So let's say we bounce right here, which is unlikely, but let's say we do. I want to wait for something like this and the reclaim of the 0.618, which is right at 3.1, 3.2, that would be my confirmation to long or start buying this product right here. So let's look at KDA USDT. I mean, I'm not going to be able to short this, right? Is it even, I mean, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to trade this, but let's look at where we have the reload zone. It's below the reload zone. All right, so a reclaim of monthly open for KDA. So we need to see a reclaim of monthly open for any type of strength here. So reclaim of monthly open. What else? AVAX. We looked at AVAX. We looked at Luna. We haven't looked at Sol. So let's look at Sol. Sol on a daily, looking really bad, really bad. We need to reclaim monthly opens. We need to reclaim $100 for this to be considered a good long opportunity for me. And we can look at the reload zone here as well. And you're actually inside the reload zone right now, and the monthly open is confluent with the area around the 702. So definitely a reclaim of the $100, and I would be interested. But that's also a 25% move to the upside, or even 30. So there's a lot of coins that require high time frame confirmation and big moves to really confirm strength on the high time frame. So let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin as well here. So what are we seeing on Litecoin? Yeah, nothing really bad. When it comes to Litecoin, I'd say a retest of or a reclaim of the monthly open area, which is around 114, 115, that would be a sign of strength for Litecoin. And that's probably going to happen if Bitcoin reclaims 40K. If Bitcoin doesn't reclaim 40K and continue lower, Litecoin is in a bad area right now. Tron, is that TRX, right? I believe that's TRX. It must be, yeah. TRX, looking at the daily, looking very similar to Litecoin right here. I would need to see a reclaim of the monthly open area right here. So reclaim of the monthly open area, and you can just add a quick horizontal level here, and you can see how it's kind of makes sense to reclaim that area, right? You're inside that support area right now, but you kind of need to see a push to the upside and reclaim of the level between or around 0.063, something like that. All right. All right, so I can't. I don't really have time to do more short requests. I'm afraid I'll have to. I have a meeting coming up with the Nest team. We're gonna go through some stuff, so I need to be ready for that one. I need to prepare some notes for that meeting as well. I'm gonna quickly go through the look at Monero. It's really starting to run right here. We really want to keep our eyes on Monero. Anyway, we're gonna be looking at some. All right. Well, this is an interesting move for the S&P 500. If we can reclaim the like 4250, that would be great. And we're seeing some strength on Bitcoin coming in as well. Let's hope we can reclaim that 40K region. All right, guys, I actually have to end the live stream. Before I go, I'm gonna show you my settings on the Fib tool, and don't forget that you can join the community for free for 7 days if you go to theburbness.com/free trial. And here's the template of the Fib settings that I mostly use. So you can just copy and paste this. Yeah, just copy. So this is how it looks, and that's my Fib settings. All right, guys. Apologize for the abrupt ending, but I really have to get some stuff ready prior to the meeting. Hopefully, I'll have more live streams like this one this week and next week. So if you like this stuff, if you want more like this, please leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys. Take care, and see you guys in the next one.